Okay, so welcome back to the channel, and in today's Blender tutorial, I'm going to show you guys step by step how to make a basket in Blender. And really, this is actually super easy because Blender already has a tool that'll just take an object and weave it for you. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So we're going to make a simple basket today, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. So let's jump in and make a basket. So let's start by selecting the default cube. We're actually going to be using it today, and we're going to tab into edit mode. And with all of this selected, let's just go S, Y, and flatten it a little bit on the Y, and then go S, X to widen it. And then in our front orthographic, let's just grab these bottom verts and move them up till they're sitting on the floor, like so. And I guess we could actually grab this top face, maybe move it up a bit. Something like this. And then we're gonna go ahead X, and let's delete that face at the top. I'm gonna go to my edge select option here, just for now. I'm gonna go Control R. I'm going to add in a loop over here. See the yellow line? Double click when you see that to add in a segment. And then go S, Y, and just scale it on the Y a little bit. Then back to face select. For now, let's just grab these two bottom faces while we're holding in shift. Let's just go I and inset that. And let's just go G, Z, and move those two faces down a little bit, like so. I might just grab the whole thing and just move it up so it's sitting like that. Okay, now I'm going to go to here, just select these two verts, and I'm going to go G, Z, and move them down, like so. And then I'm going to go in here, Control R, double click, S to scale slightly, just to add in a loop. Then let's go Control R over here, Control R over here, double click, and then Control R over here, add in a segment like this. And then we're going to press A to select everything, and we're going to go to our Smooth tool, and just click on this gizmo and just slightly do that. And then we're going to tab back out. We're now going to go to our modifiers, add modifier, search, and let's just type in sub. Let's click on subdivision surface, and for now, let's just turn off optimal display, and in our wireframe we can see how much we have. So let's just bump this number up to 2 in the viewport, and let's come to the drop down and apply that. And now we're going to tab in here, and with everything active in edit mode, just go Control T or Command T, and that's going to add in all these triangles, just like that. And then we're going to go back into object mode. Okay, so that's literally the hard part. From here it just gets easier. We're now going to go to edit, and let's go down to preferences. And you're going to go to add-ons. You're just going to type in extra, and you want to go here with add curve extra objects. Okay, that's one is going to be quite important to make sure it is enabled. Okay, I've already done that, so I'm going to go ahead and close. And then what you're going to do is with this active in object mode, you're going to go Shift A. And I know this is weird because we're actually, technically adding in an object, but it will do something different in this case because we have this thing selected. So we're going to go to our curves, and we're going to go all the way to the bottom. You should see an option now called knots. Okay. And then we're going to go to Celtic links. Now that I've clicked on that, it's generated this for us. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here before we click anywhere else, go to Celtic links. Let's just come here and make this 0.02 on the bevel. So now it's a bit skinnier. And then we're going to come to this value here to weave up, and we're going to make that negative 0.03. So minus 0.03, just like that. And I think we're going to come here to this one and make it 0.01, the weave down. And you can mess around with that settings, but that's what I found works really good for me. So I'm going to go with that. Then I'm going to drop down here, and now we've got two things here. We've got the original cube, so I'm just going to select that. I'm going to turn it off for the viewport and for the render so we don't see it, in case we want to use it again sometime. But now we have our Celtic weave here, as you can see. So now let's add some handles. So we're going to go Shift A. Let's just go to our curves. We're going to add in a Bezier curve. G, Z, let's move it up. And let's tab into edit mode. A to select the whole thing, and we're going to go S, Y, 0, just to flatten it. And what we've got here are two handles. We've got this handle here and this handle here. So we're going to select both of them, and we're going to right click and go subdivide. And now we've got this middle handle. So we're going to go in our front view and just lift that middle handle up, S to scale, and then let's grab this handle, R to rotate, and then G just to move it down, and do the same with this one here. Select it, rotate it, and then G to move it down. Then to go to your top view, and by the way, you could do this however you want. So I'm just going to move the whole thing in here like so, and then grab this handle and just go G and move it in a little bit. But the real magic happens when we go to our curve properties. Over here, we can go to our geometry and then go to the bevel and then give it some depth, like so. So now we have a bit of thickness to the handle, and now you can much more easily see what you're doing here while you're editing. And yeah, that's as simple as it gets when it comes to making this handle. So if you want another one here, just select all of this in top view, Shift D to duplicate, move it over here, and just R to rotate it around, place it over here, and then, you know, you got the exact same situation going on. Just try to randomize it a little bit so it's not exactly the same as the other one. Something like that. That looks really good. And I'm going to tab back out. And here we have a nice basket made relatively easily with built-in add-ons. So now let's just quickly go change our render engine to cycles. If you want to, you can go to the max samples, completely up to you. I always like to go a bit lower when I'm doing tutorials. So I'm going to go with 50 and the max samples. And I'll just you know, get rid of this light, and I'll go Shift A, just add in a plane. I'm going to go S to scale that up. And then I'm going to go Shift A, I'm just going to add in a light, and I'm going to go with an area light. Move it up, and you know, you can be as creative as you want. I'm just going to go scale it up a bit, give it a bit more strength. Duplicate it if you want, add as many lights as you want. I'm not going to really focus too much on lighting here, but we're going to go into our camera by pressing 0 on our number pad, and let's just position the camera. I'm going to go with something like so. You guys can get whatever position you like. It's completely up to you how you want to pose your basket. I might just go to the focal length, make it 120, get a nice shallow view here, something like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure to save first of all. You're going to grab your basket, you're going to go over to your materials, and let's just click new. This is called basket. And let's just grab the handles and go new, and let's just call it handles. Now let's go to our shading workspace. Let's grab our basket, and let's go to camera view and go Z and go rendered. And now with this principled here, you can see the base color. You could come here, give this a color if you want it, but a better result is to go Shift A, search, and go to geometry. Just type in geometry. And this is actually a geometry node that you'll see in Blender's geometry node setup, but that's a whole nother thing. Let's just take the pointiness value here, plug it into the base color. You're not going to see much because we need to go Shift A, search, and get a color ramp. Let's grab it. Oops, color ramp. So type in color ramp. There we go. Place it on this cable. And for now, I'm just going to go Z and go material preview. And let's get in close here. And while we drag this, let's just drag these two values together until we kind of see the sweet spot where we get this nice kind of ambient occlusion effect happening. It could be a little bit tricky to see. So what you might have to do, because it's really hard to see in the viewport, is maybe just grab the black here and make that kind of like a bright pink, and grab this one over here and make it green. And that way we can really see a contrasting difference. You just have to kind of drag them around till you get the sweet spot. Let's just actually go Z and go rendered. And now you can actually see it here. So in some places we have the green coming through, and other places we have the pink coming through a little bit more. Like this. Okay, so now we have this kind of nice effect. So let's just grab the pink value here. Let's just change that color to a nice kind of darker brown. Let's just grab this one here, and let's just make that a kind of darker brown as well. And then we can just kind of go between the two and change the values until we get something that we like. So something like that looks nice. I'm just going to take the roughness up a little bit. And now we can actually grab the handles here and let's just give them a kind of color. I'm just going to make them brown like that. Now we have a nice looking basket here. So yeah, obviously the weak link here is going to be the lighting. So if you want to really make this look nice, go ahead, add some HDRI lighting. Make it whatever you want, but this is how to make a simple basket. So let's just go ahead, go render and render image. And there we have it. Go ahead now and use this technique to make whatever sort of basket or weave you want. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial.